Hello YouTubers and welcome to another beginning of the week, another Suit Monday on this Monday. Because remember, look good, feel good, row good, enter any activity in the third. Today unfortunately the wind has picked up a little bit, the glass has disappeared. So hopefully it doesn't pick up too much and we can have some reasonable conditions and not trying to argue with the water. But as you can tell from the title, this is Motivation Monday. We're talking about 2K PBs. So at the end of the video, I'll let you know my 2K PB. For all the viewers that have been here for a while, you might know. I don't show the scores on purpose. I'll mention the PB later on in the video and see if anyone else wants to mention theirs. But it's all about motivation today, and sometimes either your PB that you want to do or the PB that you have can motivate you to another PB. Oh yeah, but first things first, we've got to go on the water, or get changed first probably, warm up and then get in the water. And Ed and Rich have finally made it back from not back. Oh yeah! And we've made it into the crew room here once again at Dorney Lake. We've got some delicious bagels for second breakfast. Delicious, delicious food. Unfortunately, the breaded egg toast route does continue for another week. Perhaps at some point at the end of the week we might get some breaded egg toast, but we will see about that. Stay tuned for some of that. But good session in the pair with Robson and good fueling up now. Post session, because remember food is fuel, and we're talking about what is your 2K PB, and not so much the numbers themselves, but what does a 2K PB mean? Like, what is, if someone says like what does your PB mean? What does it mean to you, Edward? PB. When someone asks you what is your PB, what is your PB? What does that mean to you? What are they asking with your sandwiches?
Well, they're trying to like size you up, maybe. Like, if someone has a big 2K, then they potentially think, or if someone's asking you and you do have a big 2K, they're probably like trying to see what kind of athlete you are. Well, it doesn't really matter if you do have a big like PB on the ergo. I don't think that really makes any difference. Like, a lot of people are good on the ergo and then absolute nowhere on the water. And I think that the water is the thing that we get tested on, or at least everything should be based on. So I don't think the ergo should really.
Would you like to let YouTube know your 2K PB?
Yeah, my PB is a 603 point something one, I think.
So do you fit in what category of, if you tell someone your PB, what category do you fit in?
Well, I don't think my 2K PB is that bad. It probably like could be a bit better. I think under 6 is probably like a decent benchmark, but I'd say that my water work is what I am more proud of than my PB on the ergo.
So you're not a chopper, is it? So we'll ask a couple more people what that means to them, but I'm going to guess that it's all about, so when someone asks you your 2K PB, especially in rowing, it almost defines you as an athlete. Sometimes, yes, it's like, okay, you've got a massive score, so some people might think, oh, he's a chopper. But it also defines you, like, you have a massive score that's under 6 minutes, and oh my goodness, this person's amazing at rowing. But it also depends on the circles you're in, so we're lucky enough to be in a smaller rowing circle where sort of low 550s, low 40s, like in the 40s is like that's a big score, but then in other circles like getting to 6 minutes is a big score, and so it can all depend on where you are in rowing. You might be a beginner, so therefore it could be up into 7 minutes. When I started rowing, I was close to 7 minutes as well, so it's all kind of varies. But really, when someone asks you what's your 2K PB, they're trying to get an idea of you as an athlete, as a rower. But now we're going to continue to fuel up, see if anyone else has an opinion of what they're saying. Maybe Robson is around and from the Learn to Row pair. So let's get to it. And we've got the other half of the Learn to Row pair here with us, Mr. Robson. When someone asks you what your 2K PB is, or what does a 2K PB mean to you?
It's the fastest time I've ever done in 2K. On the erg. Water doesn't count.
Does it not?
No one cares about the water. It's all about the erg.
Yeah, I've done a 5:29 on the water.
Yeah. Everyone's done so there.
I've done quicker in a 4 than I have on the ergo. So
The fastest ones I've done is when we did that one in the Feezer weight. That random 2K. I had a day of training.
Oh yeah.
And then the next day I had to do a 2K.
And Robson, your 2K PB, if you don't mind sharing.
548.8.
That's a lot of horsepower in the stroke seat of the Learn to Row pair. Thank you, Robson. But we're going to continue recovering and fueling up. Or we'll ask Jimmy. Jimmy, when someone asks you about 2K PB, what are they asking? What does it mean to you?
Not a lot.
All right, and now we're going to continue recovering and fueling up because now food is fuel. And we have made it outside of the crew room, and now it's time to get on the water and do a little bit of sort of start prep. So let's go get changed. On you. And we've made it onto the dock for another session. We're going to do some little bit of pieces, little bit of starts, getting this boat up to speed for trials, and it's only this weekend. But first things first, we have to get over there and get off this dock. So let's get to it. back onto the dock after the session. A little bit of world record pace, but helped along obviously by a ridiculous tailwind. And now it's time to go. Oh, you guessed it, fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. Oh, you. And we have made it into the crew room for another session of fueling up. We've got some cottage shepherd's pie. Which one's which?
Shepherd's is that.
Right. You say it like it's an obvious thing. I mean, it is a Fields cows. So we've got a potato and meat pie, absolutely great, fueling up after our world record pace in the pair. Absolutely fantastic. But obviously, we wouldn't be holding 120s for a whole 2K, because that's an 8's pace. Just because it was a 250 and the wind was heinous. And then we actually had to empty the boat out as well, so it was not the greatest on the water either, as you saw in the... No, that was the same session. Oh yeah, but now we're going to fuel up and then see what we can do for Suit Monday. Oh yeah. And we've made it outside of Leander Club for the last time today. Managed to get a couple of the Suit Monday photos done for this evening's posts on Instagram, but earlier we were talking about 2K PBs and what they mean to you. And so why I included that in today's vlog on Motivation Monday is because I think that the 2K PB, like I said earlier, it can define you as an athlete in the rowing circle. So I think it could be a really good motivating factor. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean take your PB or someone else's PB. You could take mine, which I'll get to that in a second, or you could take Robson's, he said his, or Ed's or Rich's, and just say, okay, that person can do this score, I'm going to do that one too, or I'm going to beat that person. You can use other people's 2K PBs as a motivation to strive for. It's always good to have sort of goals, so you can have those individual goals where it's, say, I've just broken 7 minutes and then I want my goal to be 6:50, or I've just broken 6:40, I want it to be 6:30. But you can use those things, or you can go look at someone else, say, like as a stretch goal. You can say, well, that person went to the Olympics and they did under 6 minutes. Okay, that's what I want to do if I want to try and get to the Olympics. So that's like a stretch goal kind of thing. And that's why I kind of included it in sort of Motivation Monday. Not to just be like, oh, this is his score, this is her score, but more of on the motivating side. So onto my PB 2K, it was done this year in December. I managed to do it at 5:50, so I dropped about 3 seconds off my PB overall in this season. Didn't do so hot in the March 2K, a little bit slower than that. And then now, as we head into race season, it's a little bit less about the 2K PBs. It's all about that water performance as we come into trials this weekend. And this weekend is probably the biggest opportunity, the biggest sort of race against people at high level in the UK, just to compare yourself to everyone that's there. So you have guys from Caversham who have been to the Olympics, you have guys that are aiming at the Olympics, and you have sort of national guys as well, sort of under 23s and whatnot, they're hopefuls to get there. So you have a real combination of people, probably close to the majority of the best rowers in the UK at trials this weekend, and they're all trying to just yam on it together and see how fast we can go. So it's a really exciting week to be part of, and I'll be talking about that throughout the week, about different parts of trials. And I'm going to see how much I can actually get filmed for trials. I really want to get the actual race filmed, or one of the races filmed, just to have that out there, because I feel like a lot of people get to see the times of trials, but they don't necessarily get to see the actual, I mean, even just being in Caversham and filming at all, people don't really get to see in the training centre, which is really interesting, or even on the water and rowing on the water. So I have a couple of videos in the past with us on the water, but it'd be good to have one from now with us now on the water. But now it is the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. A little bit of Motivation Monday. Let me know in the comments below what a PB means to you, whether that is the number, whether that means something else, or means something that we've discussed in today, whether it does, where you feel it does define you as an athlete, or whether you use it for motivation. Because I certainly use my PB as a comparison to the other guys and as a piece of motivation as well. But As always, Yam Squad, at the end of the video I'll ask you to do a few things. To subscribe if you haven't already, because that lets YouTube know if people are subscribing, people are interested. And same along with the likes. If you've not hit that like button, hit that like button already. Again, it lets YouTube know that if there's likes on the video, it can push the video. And to everyone that's watching, if you've made it this far, thank you very much, and have a good one, Yam Squad.